Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to another live stream. It's Thursday night. I was trying to decide what game to play, and I decided that with the recent update to Oxygen Unincluded, it'd be a little fun to play this a little bit more than once a week, particularly since we're still kind of getting the hang of all the new buildings and things. There's a number of things that I haven't tried out just yet that I would like to try to do within our colony still, and so it seemed like a good night to jump back in and play a little bit more. I was planning maybe to do a pre-recorded video, but a stream I think works just as well, since it gives me the chance to chat with each of you. Welcome to everyone who's here so far watching the stream. I know there's a bunch of you in YouTube, and also a number of you in Twitch at the moment. But sorry, I'm actually checking my overlays. It looks like my overlay that pulls the text into the video unfortunately isn't working. So it's working for well, theoretically it should. Oh, come on. There we go. It should be working for the Twitch commentary that comes in, but it's not working for YouTube unfortunately. As much as I tried to get it all set up. So, for those of you who are in Twitch, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see the conversation that's happening in YouTube at the moment. But I'll try to kind of keep you abreast of it as much as I can. And I apologize, this is going to minimize one more time. I need to get some sort of a program or something that will let me actually click out of this game without minimizing the window on me. So if you were watching the stream last time, our colony's been growing fairly well. I mean, we're currently sitting at about 100% for the immune system on all of our duplicants. Our germs have largely been under control. We do have a few of them in the colony here that we should probably work on disinfecting while we're at it. We'll put Jack to work since he's our official decontamination expert. He's gonna run around spraying all of our stuff to make sure it's decontaminated. For the most part, it's been pretty good. Jack's the only person that's gotten sick, probably because we keep putting him in the place where all the germs are. Imagine that. I should probably increase the priority on this so we can store our food in the fridge by the hospital there. I built an aqua tuner here last time, but we didn't get a chance to get it all set up. We're still connecting all the wiring and stuff. And I did a little bit of testing offline and found, unfortunately, that there is a lot of damage that happens to the wire bridge, unfortunately, when you're making those connections now. So we can't use a wire bridge to bridge across this tile gap anymore. So we're gonna have to try and do something a little bit funky there, I think, to try to contain a seal and manage to kind of swap things over. But yeah, Twitch is privileged, the overlay is proof, of course. Yeah, you guys are just holding a one-sided conversation over there. So way down here, we found this steam geyser, which fortunately is going to give us a supply of clean water, and it even made a nice little opening for us all by itself. So as we draw the water out here, we've got a natural control mechanism to keep control of the volume of water that we're dealing with, which is actually kind of neat. We have a natural gas geyser over here that we've tapped into that we currently have two natural gas generators running on, which are producing power for batteries. We actually kind of have a lot of excess waste here as well. This polluted water here I'm pumping up into our purifier, which is currently dumping into our water pool here, which is very, very thin, which is why we have that kind of set up. We're trying to get some sort of balance in there a little bit where we've got a little bit of water coming in, and we can kind of try to handle things a little bit that way. I don't yet have everything set up to be able to run the water from the steam geyser up here, so we're kind of running in a little bit of a narrow place right now with the water. We're just barely dipping into it here to be able to pull it out with our liquid bottler too. So once we start pumping water in here, this will fill up and things will get a little bit more interesting as we try to control the amount of water that we have in there, I guess. If you're in Florida, please go to Taco Bell. Why Taco Bell? So everyone can get the germs? Is that what it is? Holy rainbow gases. Yeah, down here we have hydrogen, we have chlorine, there's polluted oxygen in here somewhere. There might be some regular oxygen in here too. This is kind of an ugly miasma of gases down here, unfortunately. It will probably be a good idea to clean up some of that a little bit, but things like the chlorine we can't really clean up. And I'm curious to see whether they're even going to be able to get down far enough in here to breathe, because this is a long way down this ladder, and I have a feeling at some point there's going to be a point down here that says it's unreachable simply because it's just too far down in the gases that they can't breathe. But we'll see what happens. If they can't reach it, we might have to do a little bit of funny work there to try to get it functional. Taco Bell's one of the fast food joints that they don't have in New Zealand. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so we've only found one rune so far. I'd like to find another one. That would be good. It's interesting that we dug down this far, and I still haven't seen another one. I did a little experimenting off video to kind of test some stuff out for Reddit, and I found actually a couple of runes that were really close together. So I'm kind of hoping that we can find a few more in this game yet. I don't know how many it's set to like spawn in any given map, but so far we've only got the one. But what we're going to work on today is testing out this thermo aqua tuner. Now, this one aqua tuner may not be enough to heat up this water to a sufficient amount where it can kill off the germs, but we're going to find that out. The food poisoning germs are susceptible to heat, but you have to get it over 75 degrees Celsius in order to kill it off. So I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but we'll test that out. And then I want to pump that up here so we get a good water supply. Once we have a decent water supply, it'd be nice maybe to start thinking about how I want to produce oxygen on a consistent basis. Because for now, I've just been running off of algae, but that's really not my ideal. Even though we are at max air pressure. And we're going to have to clean up some of the CO2 I have compressed down here because it's at really high concentration also. We have these little dust caps that are growing in it. Maybe I should just create a door here and seal the CO2 in this room and leave it in there. Just clean it and then let it drop in other places and clean it up. Trouble is, if I block this off here, I think what will happen is the CO2 will then get stuck in this corner just because of where the air pressure is. So all of our air pressure is on this side of the colony, and it squishes the CO2 over to this side, which isn't necessarily great. Maybe I should take one of these things and move it over. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out later, maybe. But right now, let's see how they're doing with this pipe. Actually, they're going all the way down to the bottom. I wonder. I don't see anything down here that says it's unreachable. So I'm hoping they'll actually have enough time to get down there and build it. That would be handy. The tricky part is going to be up here. So this area over here is really germy. As you can see, there's quite a bit of slime lung here. Now, we've got lots of chlorine gas for them to run back through here, so it probably will just clean it up for the most part as they run back through it. But I'd like to have some kind of a seal in here so we don't have all this polluted oxygen kind of spreading out. So I'm gonna work on something a little bit different here than what I would normally do. I gotta watch out for the germs in here. Just a little bit of slime lung hanging right here. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna put a water seal here instead, and then I'm gonna pass the heavy watt wire through it. Hopefully, we'll see how well this works. I built this ladder down here, and I actually put the wire in a place that it's not really going to work if I try to do it that way. Let me try to... Let's just change our direction, our dig direction a little bit here. Actually, yeah, let's go like this. It's probably fine. And I'm going to build a little tile here to block that off. And then what I'm going to do is in this spot right here, I'm going to break the tile. We're going to pass our water piping this way because it's going to go through the same gap. It might already actually be through there. I should check that. Insulated pipe. Yeah, there is an insulated pipe in there. So I'm going to put a little water spout there. I'm going to let some water collect here. And because it's only 1 block high, it should create a little water seal right here that will stop the gases from coming out. And then we can pass our wire through it. They have these wire bridges that you can use, but unfortunately, with the new update, it seems that the wire bridges take damage now when you're running lots of power through them. So it's not really a viable option for using with the heavy watt wire. It just kind of breaks it all the time. I'm going to have to find some more metal, so I guess we should come up here and grab some more of this copper that I've been leaving alone. Give to me the coppers. I prefer to use gold amalgam wherever possible, but for now, we'll just make do with the copper we have up here. And maybe I'll put a little door here too, just because I want to try and contain my gases as much as possible. Which definitely means no Taco Bell. I'm going to have to break this. Actually, let's cancel this ladder. Right there, and that'll let me put a door here. There. So when I get that all built in, then we'll have a little seal there. That will hopefully kind of contain some of the gases that we have in there. Actually, we can get some more algae while we're up here, too. That'll be handy. Build me my door. See, look, all the oxygen's spreading up there because it's such high pressure. And they go to sleep and just let it all vent. Good job, guys. Excellent work. What'd you miss? Not a lot. We just restarted the colony. We didn't restart the colony, but we joined a game back in where we're continuing the existing colony. I guess would be a more accurate way to say it. We've only been streaming a short little bit, though, so you haven't really missed a lot yet. Only about 9 minutes worth. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Fake, almost meat. There's some weird little pockets of chlorine kind of floating everywhere in here. I think somebody had said that somewhere in one of these storage bins we ended up with industrial ingredients. What? Oh, the reed fiber. Okay, that makes sense. Somebody said that we might have ended up with some bleach stone up here somewhere. So I'm just going to take a quick peek and make sure that these are all set so they won't hold bleach stone. If I can find it, because I apparently don't know how. It's not agricultural, I wouldn't think. Sand, consumable ore. Oh, oh yeah, look at that. We probably do have bleach. Yeah, we do have bleach stone. That's amazing. This bin down here is... Oh. Oh, it's set up for sweep only. You know what? I'm going to stop it on the sweep only thing. And instead of all, what do we have in here? We have fertilizer, clay, obsidian. All right. Where are we here? Cultivatable soil. So there's clay. Agriculture is where we'll find the fertilizer. Raw mineral, we want the obsidian. The only reason I want this stuff down here is because it's got germs on it. And then in the consumable ore, we'll put our bleach stone here. We're going to set priority 6 on this. Sweep only. There. Alright, so now we'll sweep this because I dumped it on the ground again. We're going to copy our settings here. And we'll paste that over all this. And this should get rid of the bleach stone that we might have had in here. Oh, there's only a tiny little bit. We'll sweep that up also. There. So this should get rid of the bleach stone that we had in the middle of our base, and maybe that will help with, a little bit with the chlorine and stuff we've got floating around. Hate beef with the weird cravings every so often. I don't like McDonald's, so that cut out many fast food joints. Yeah, I guess that would do it. Hi, Peachy. Welcome to the stream. Crazy Dave's back. I haven't seen Crazy Dave since we almost killed him with that scalding at the machine. Oh my gosh, look at the chlorine over here. I don't like this at all. The chlorine sits below, like between the oxygen layer and above the carbon dioxide layer. So for whatever reason, it's managed to climb up on this side over here, above all the carbon dioxide, and it's actually stifling the plants as it goes by, which isn't really awesome. I really need to relocate my dust cap farm, though. I should probably build a dedicated space for that. But now that I've built all this stuff underneath here, I've kind of made that hard for myself. Maybe I'll build something over here and I'll pump in a bunch of CO2. And that'll give me a way to get rid of the carbon dioxide that's over here. I can just pump it in. Or, even better, maybe we can just stick it right over here. What is the temperature these things need to grow at? 5 degrees to 35. Okay, we can't stick it out there. It's too hot. There's really no space down there. I guess we could maybe put a dust farm over here. It's going to be tight temperature-wise. And we've got all our hatches hanging out over there, too. Not that I'm using any... I'm not using any coal right now because we're running off of natural gas, which is kind of handy. How's this going? Hey, look at that. We got our pump all finished. Okay, so we have all that connection finished. They've dug out everything over here. So now I'm going to have to try and do a little fancy work. Where's my plumbing? Do with an insulated pipe here. We're going to send it all the way over to this space and connect that up. But they got that all built. I'm going to break this tile. We'll put in on the plumbing. Whoops. We'll put in our little liquid vent in that space, and then we'll get the water pumping through it. And that should hopefully create the little seal that I want. We're going to get, unfortunately, a little bit of gases are going to leak out, but should be okay for the most part. I might even be able to, now that I think of it, I might be able to block it off. I can build a tile on top of the pipe until the water seal's ready, and then just break the tile. So we'll let out just a limited amount of the CO2 and stuff that's trapped in here. It's low pressure, so we might only get a little bit, but I think that'll work. Jumping ahead, only on episode 9 or so, but worth it. That's okay. I mean, realistically, now that we've restarted with no test flights in car mechanics tonight. Sorry. Oh, drat. Okay, this is already going, so we want to deconstruct this quickly. Oh, they went at that from a direction I was not expecting. Okay, we're gonna put a little valve right here. It's all stopped up at the moment because there's no power going to this thing right now. It's just not set up to run just yet. Okay, there's our little water seal. And now I can actually deconstruct this thing. If somebody will get there quickly. Please, before we get a big flood. And jackpot. Okay, so we have our seal now, so that'll keep the pressure from coming through. But will still allow me to run my wiring through. And now we've got a way to cross with our heavy watt wire and still maintain an environment seal there. Kind of like creating a little airlock for our wire, because we can't really do a whole lot else. Yeah, I thought about doing Car Mechanic Simulator tonight, but I decided not to since I just uploaded a video yesterday. And then I just kind of on a whim, I decided to do more Oxygen Not Included, because with the new update out, I kind of wanted to play around more with the new stuff in the build. Get our colony growing a little bit higher. Hi, Burnham Dead. Connor Powell. Okay, a little bit more wire here, and this thing will be connected. So I should probably check my piping elsewise. This is all set up right. We're going to need a vent over here, but I'm going to need some way to get to it. So we'll just use a ladder. Probably one little ladder there will do it. And our plumbing, we need our liquid vent. Stick that there. And soon we'll have tons of fresh water. Probably too much. I might have to put some sort of like a pressure mechanism on here to shut this thing down. It's funny how just this one little skim of water can hold back all the pressure that you build up behind it. For whatever reason, the liquids just aren't susceptible to pressures. So it's going to be germy, which isn't great. But it does at least keep the pressure down. I should probably double check that it didn't really infect somebody. I might have a little bit. Let's disinfect this stuff. Oh, I can't. I already disinfected it. Drat. So that must mean I probably have something that's infected in these containers. Let me see my germ overlay. So this container has... get out of the way, Jack. A few dirt bugs. Sedimentary rock. It has 10,000 germs of slime lung. I have to get... You know what? We're going to dump the sedimentary rock out of here. Raw mineral. Sedimentary rock. It's only a little bit. We'll set this on sweep, and then if we sweep this up, they should take it down to the... I think he'd put it right away in a container on me. Way to spread the germs, buddy. There's the sedimentary rock. Oh, he split it in 2 containers now because one container wasn't good enough. Come on. Raw mineral, sedimentary rock. These guys are a little bit too efficient sometimes. Sweep. Set this, oh, you know what? Actually, I think the reason why is that in here I didn't have sedimentary rock set as an option. So now they should sweep it up and take it down there. There we go. With any luck, we didn't spread any more germs. That looks good. I think we're good. It'll be fine for now. Just a small, minor germ problem. Yeah, that Jack guy just doing his job, spreading germs everywhere. Hi, Erlen. How are you? You need 3 tiles under your water pool. Yeah, I probably will. At the moment, it's okay because it's just a thin skim. But as I build that up, you're right. I probably will need a third row under here. So I might as well build that now. I would like... probably even better would be is if I just put like some airflow tiles or something, because they're pretty much not susceptible to water pressures. This seems to be working well. Our thermal aqua tuner is pumping out around 60 degrees Celsius. The water that's in here is around 32, so it's going to start to heat up over time, because this little aqua tuner produces quite a bit of heat. And then we'll see what that does ultimately to the germs that are in this space also. I mean, the water is just chock full of them. It's disgusting, actually. The slime lung is really not susceptible to heat. It's more susceptible to cold. So we'll see what happens when we heat that up. But we do have a flow of water here coming in now, which is nice and consistent. And the temperature coming in is, it's on the hot side, 41 degrees. Things are going to get warm in our colony if I don't cool this down further, which means I probably need a second thermal aqua tuner. Which I really don't want to make because they just suck so much power. What's going on? Everything froze. That's bad. Let's set priority 8 on this thing. Tell me I still have that hooked up. Of course I don't. Where'd all my power go? I created a negative power scenario. Because that's just how I roll. Go me. Alright, I'm going to need to do a quick disconnect. This stinks. Alright, I'm going to deconstruct the wire here. And that should let me reconnect the wire here and produce power for this system off the little treadmill, which should get our pump going down below here again. And if this pump runs, please show power in the pump. It's not getting there. Where's the power going? Where's our power going? This is awful. We're getting little bits down here on the batteries, but it's not sending the power over to my pump. All right. Do a quick little wire bridge here. This is gonna be really ugly. It's not even a real wire bridge. It's a fake one. It's too many wires. Well, the problem I think is just that I drew out enough power out of the system that the pump lost power for a moment, which stopped sending gas through to the gas power generators. And without that, we weren't producing enough power in general. Somebody come and build this thing. Come on, you guys are on high speed. They're all running on the treadmills. Nobody's coming to build. All right, I'm going to prioritize that little wire. Give me some priority down here, please. Here they come. Somebody's got some minerals. Lucas. Come on, Lucas. You just dropped it on the floor. That's not good. It's right there. You can reach it. I know you. There you go. Oh, we had a tiny bit of power. Little bits, but it's not moving. Why is it not pumping? Oh, do I have it? Oh. All right. That wasn't the problem, actually. There's plenty of gas in the piping. The issue here is actually my CO2 scrubber. We've hit max pressure down here, and the scrubber's not going because it's broken. I broke the scrubber. That's the first time I've done that. All right, we'll set this on auto. They can finally go repair that thing, and that should get the whole system running again. Which means I can deconstruct that silly little wire business I just did over here. Get rid of that. Which means I can get rid of this. And I can spread a little wire up here, too. Okay, so if they get this fixed, then our system should kick back in again. There we go. That's all it was. We jammed up the whole system. The CO2 got backed up. Yeah, it was definitely the gas pipes. Enjoying the oxy streams. On the plus side, none of our duplicants have zits. Need water in the CO2 scrubber. Yeah, it's not even the water. I backed up the gas pipes. It just got to the point where the scrubber broke. Possibly because we sent through some water that shouldn't have gone there. I think it seems to be running relatively smoothly now. Let me check the liquid overlay. Where are we even getting this water from? Oh, over there. Of course, that makes perfect sense. Man, I have a convoluted setup here, but at least the aqua tuner's working. So if you see, the water coming in on one side is 56.6 degrees, and it comes out the other side at 36.5 degrees. That's a pretty significant drop. That was, wait, polluted water, insulated pipe contains at 42.5. There we go. So it's dropping from like 56.6 to 42.5. I'd like to have a second aqua tuner running, but they take 1,200 kilowatts. Or sorry, 1,200 watts of power, 1.2 kilowatts, which is just crazy. Like I need 3 full gas generators to produce that amount of power. Why is this door getting damaged? 37.6 degrees Celsius. Why is this stuff getting damaged? I don't understand. Overload damage. The door is getting overload damage. Oh, it's the wire that's in here. That's so odd. All right. Clearly, I need to work on my electrical setup too. I didn't do a lot of setup on this initially because I was only planning to have a single natural gas generator here. But clearly, tapping this thing directly into the load of power that we're sending is causing some issues. I don't know why that should be. Where's our total wire overlay? Oh, right. All right, so I'm taking the raw power out of these machines and I'm sending it all up topside. And that's not really great. I think maybe I should set this up so that it's properly designed here with where's our power? Well, there's some power transformer up here somewhere. I think maybe we'll put the power transformer maybe at, I don't know, this level, I guess. Which means we're gonna need to dig this out. Get a little sand out of here. Yeah, I have to switch over to heavy watt wire, but I need a power transformer to kind of convert everything off for me. Once I have that running, then I should be able to set it up so that I can have the power managed a little bit better. It's just sort of a funny technicality because the wire that's running directly off of the gas. Now we've got damage, overload damage on the wire out there. Man. At least they're fixing it quickly, but they're going to use up a lot of minerals if they keep fixing it. Or a lot of metals, rather. Okay, so this is set here. Again, we're going to have this problem with the Problem with the heavy watt wire, not being able to seal this in. So I'm going to have to... I should probably... oh, I wasn't paying attention. Deconstruct. Let's get our... we'll get our metals back. I'm going to move this over one spot so I can seal this in. Because I don't want a loss of environmental control here while we're at it. So we're going to get this on this side. I'm going to build a little door in front of it. And I'm just going to use the manual airlock for this one, just because I don't want to hook into the power when I pass it through. And then down here, I can build this ladder straight up and dig out over here, and that'll let me get me access to the sense of power up there. While I'm at it, I should dig this out. Get rid of that slime. Fancy fish speaker. Well, you know, even fish like music. It's a little iffy on the power. It just draws so much. This is a really sloppy system down here. Man, if I had to like rebuild this thing, I would probably try to plan it more in advance. Because this is really just kind of like jury-rigged in here. We have lots of chlorine down here, though. What's our germ situation? All right, germs are pretty good. Jack's doing a good job. Oh, Jack, you slipped up over here. Gotta disinfect that toilet. All right, heavy watt wire needs to run up top side. Let's see. So I want to be able to do this so I can do a wire bridge over it. No, I don't want that to join, but it's going to join anyway. All right, we'll join that for now, and then I'm going to have to branch that off afterwards. But we'll send our heavy watt wire here, and then regular wire out to here. When they get this built, I can disconnect the wire here, disconnect it here, and create a wire bridge across. Hopefully, the ladder might be in the way. I'm hoping not. And then that way I'll have like minimal amount of wires I have to kind of tweak around, but I can still get some of this power control going through here. And then I might need to build a second transformer up top here to control the power system up top. We'll see. Dupe's going through this triple manual door. It looks like they're running a gauntlet. I know, isn't that right? They're trying not to get squished on their way through. The door comes down, they step forward. It's kind of like running a gauntlet. And it's minimally effective in keeping the gas in. You can see there is definitely a little bit of natural gas that's kind of leaked out. I probably should have just taken the effort to go through and make a water seal like I did over here. These are far more effective. The gases just simply don't come through. I should have done that. But I didn't want to spend all the time to kind of pump all the water over and everything. I just wanted to hook up the power. I got in a rush. I was a little lazy. Heard you like wires with my wires? Oh, I got wires all over the place. You want wires? I got wires. Copper ore. All right, that should be all fine. Oh, look at this. This thing's taking damage. Why does it take damage? Oh, it's overheating. All right, that makes sense. Oh yeah, she's a little hot. Hopefully it doesn't like melt down on me. What temperature is it getting up to? Oh, it's only 137.1 degrees Celsius. It's fine. It's fine. That's not good. I wonder if I can cool it by cooling the CO2 that's coming off of these systems so that I'm pumping cold air in here to chill it as I'm scrubbing it. Where's my gas overlay? All right, so if I go to my utilities in here, I can grab my thermal regulator. I'm going to need a couple of these, though, and that's not going to be good for my power scenario. I'll cancel that. All right, so thermal regulators, we'll 2 of those in a row. And in the plumbing, oh, sorry, it's ventilation. Grab our gas pipe, and we'll send... Boy, this is going to be messy. Send a little loop like this. And then we'll need a little bit of wiring in here. This is like the sloppiest corner of my base I've ever built, I think. Yeah, the comment box on the side, unfortunately, isn't working for YouTube. I'm not sure what the issue is. I had to run an update just before stream on the Restream app, and it seems to be working fine with Twitch, but for some reason it's not recognizing YouTube, even though I updated the values and stuff, so I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm going to try and fix that for the next stream, but I wasn't able to solve for it yet. Only 130-some cell... yeah. Yeah, that is a hot scrubber. I'm waiting to see if it explodes. Use an aqua tuner right before the scrubber. Use the water to cool it. Well, I don't really need the aqua tuner because the aqua tuner actually produces a lot of heat on its own. But I'm going to use these thermal regulators, which are made specifically for cooling gases. And hopefully this will kind of sort some of that out. The trouble is I'm now adding more of a load to the same power system that's already stretched and overloading. I can't win. Looks hard with this update. I don't know necessarily that I would say that it's hard. I would just say that it's different, maybe. Because, you know, inevitably there's a lot of changes that come along every time there's an update that's made. And some of them just take a little bit more practice to kind of figure out. But for the most part, it's not that bad. I think you just kind of have to get used to it. I'm going to use... Oh, no, that's not what I want. Not all the way over. I'm going to use an airflow tile here just because... It's strange. No, just because I want it for the heat sinking value. We'll get all this built up here, and then I'm going to try and break off this upper layer here onto its own separate transformer, and then have everything on the lower side on its own transformer. And then hopefully that will solve the overload problems that we're having. Another good idea is to put an ammo switch so the scrubber's not always being used. Well, the issue here is just that I'm pumping so much gas in here. What's our pressure in here? It's actually it's down to as low as 17 grams. You're right. An atmo switch there probably would work quite well. Let's do that first. I think that makes a ton of sense. We'll build an atmo switch there. I thought actually the pressure would, it's down in the micrograms. It's scrubbing it out so efficiently. I thought for sure with 2 generators running here we'd be producing more than what we were getting cleaned out, but clearly it's not. So actually the atmo switch will probably help in a lot of ways. That's a good thought. Wish we could be heard. You can be heard. You just can't be seen. Use a Wheezewort. Yeah, Wheezewort could theoretically work, but their cooling value actually isn't that great. Spec YouTube has made a lot of tweaks. Yeah, they kind of changed a few things around, and they might have to run some more updates for Restream before that app works. Okay, this thing, I'm going to prioritize this switch in here because I really want that thing to turn off. Except I think they're all sleeping right now. Yeah, stress is at 0, which is good. It's always good when they can have basically no stress. And I might actually... I'm going to cancel this little setup I built here for now. And we'll see how it does with the atmo switch. At least if it's turning off, it'll get a chance to cool off in between. We'll set this to... whatever. When it gets... We'll only have it run if it gets to like 1,200 grams. If it's above 1,200 grams. There we go. That'll turn it off and give it a chance to cool down. So hopefully it'll cool down relatively. How much time have I been streaming? About a half an hour or so. I normally start about 10 o'clock Eastern time, which is about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, maybe they'll catch up to Twitch one day. Maybe. You know, the funny thing is, they have all the power and knowledge and everything of Google behind them. It's actually interesting how often they manage to fall behind on other products. It's a little weird. Maybe it's because there's just so many different places they have to focus, but why not enter the value? That's a good point. You can actually type them in right now. 1,200. Boom. There we go. One CO2 skimmer can clean 3.5 generators worth of CO2. That's a fair amount. Sweet. Which means I could probably be sending other CO2 down here if I really wanted to, but not so much. All right, so we'll leave that go. The temperature should come down over time. It's set, where are we now? 52, 51. It's actually cooling off pretty quickly. That's good. And it actually will consume less power and less water, too. So all in all, that's probably a good thing. Like hotkeys, not in our vocabulary? Nope. Hotkeys? I don't know how to use none of them there hotkeys. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just like clicking on the buttons. I've had people bug me about the hotkeys before, and it's just something I've never gotten in the habit of using. I know it makes it slightly more efficient because you're saving time, not like clicking through menus and stuff, but I don't know. I likes me them buttons. Okay, so how are things going down here? Things are getting warm down here, but not really super hot. It's going to take a long, long time if it ever gets to the point of being hot enough to kill off the germs. The aqua tuner is neat, but what I've been finding is it takes an exceptionally long time to heat up a body of water. Where did the germs come from? Well, there's two different types of germs right now. So you have the slime lung germs that are naturally found in the swamp biomes, and it's present in all the pretty much everything. Everything but the rocks and stuff. You have the slime lung in it. And then the food poisoning germs actually come from your toilets and outhouses and stuff. So I have a couple of outhouses and a compost heap up here. We have these little wash basins that you might have noticed there clean the germs off. And then when the wash basins get cleaned up, they take them down here to this bottle emptier, and it dumps it down into this pool of other nasty germ-filled water. Senpai, notice me! Hey, Angel Darkness, how are you? We can't kill all the germs. Only some of the germs. Hi, Ryan. Welcome back. In the same way, I click the buttons. F key hotkeys are no good. Yeah, I mean, these aren't even F key hotkeys. I can just hit like 7 and it brings up the overlay. But I mean, there must be buttons also for like down here, the hotkeys, for example. If I wanted to do digging, you hit G and then you can dig stuff. But I don't know. I just like clicking the buttons. I just can't be bothered, I guess, figuring out the whole hotkey scenario. You getting used to Twitch Prime? What's different about Twitch Prime? Oh, okay, so we've got... Oh, look at that. We built a little... we sealed our door in. Nobody's getting through that door now. Dig all that out. Okay, so I did get the wires sorted out down here. Well, actually, I made a big mess of the wires down here, but technically it's quasi-sorted. All right. I'm going to sever it probably over here. Once we get the system up here connected... down here, though, I need to clean up the mess I made. So, disconnect wires. I want to get rid of the wire that's here and the wire that's here. It's going to create a little bit of a gap in our power for a second, but that's okay. And then I'm going to get heavy wire across here. And I need a wire bridge here. Unfortunately, the ladder doesn't get in the way of the wire bridge, which is good. And then we need regular wire like so. Hopefully that connects it all up. Got just a tiny little gap there. There we go. Okay, that's all good to go. We have that mostly separated. Okay, perfect. Transformer's working well. Hopefully it doesn't overheat on us. We just need to finish the one up top here, and then I can separate my two parts of the power grid. And we'll have the lower part and the upper part. Liquid temperizer is better for heating up the water. Yeah, well, the liquid temperizer has a maximum amount... Oh, no power. The liquid temperizer has a maximum temperature it can get up to. And it's below that threshold, I think. What's the maximum for the liquid temperizer? It's in utilities. Overheat temperature 125 degrees. It actually doesn't say. I don't remember what the maximum temperature gets up to, but there's a point where it won't heat it any higher. Whereas with the thermal aqua tuner, because you're getting like a constant output of heat, you can actually drive it significantly higher. Theoretically, if we had long enough, this could produce steam. Except that there's such a large body of water here, I don't know that it's going to work too well. We have clean water on top of here. Oh, right, from here. Duh. That's ugly. We'll just ignore the germs over there. They don't exist. They don't exist. Did they just fix a wire there? Hold on. They did. Alright, I'm going to change this wire here to heavy watt wire between the two generators. Oh, I can't. It's got to go like this. Holy, this is... I have one ugly power grid here right now. Okay. Like so, and we'll disconnect down here. I really seriously need to clean up the wiring I did down here. I made one ugly, ugly mess. Nobody call the electrician. Just don't tell him I did it. My vacation family is going to Disney World to the new Avatar world. Oh, that'll be cool. I'd like to go to Disney World and check out the new Star Wars stuff they have in there. It's a whole big like Star Wars world kind of thing. I need to deconstruct the wires that are in here too, because this makes no sense. And this over here. Like so. That's good. Okay. It's kind of working. Mostly. Mostly. Okay, I separated the power grids. I think we're good now. Sloppy. Nobody claimed it would be the neatest build, and look at that. I just ran out of metal again. We have more metal over here we can grab though, and some more algae. That'll be handy. Get all that stuff for me. Some more customizable and organized for me. Anyone else experienced a bug in this build where the battery is losing energy while game is paused? Oh, I haven't even noticed that. Do I find the game hard sometimes? Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you've watched me play it all, there's a lot of moments where I make some pretty big screw ups and stuff. I haven't seriously crashed a colony in a really long time, except where I was making a point of taking as many duplicants as I could find. In that scenario, things get a little bit more messy. But in just the course of normal play, I've kind of figured out how to balance most of it, so I don't know that I find it exceptionally difficult anymore. There's just new things in it to learn that they've added in. So it took me a few cycles to get a hang of the germs and stuff, and kind of get those all sorted out. But now our colony is pretty much germ free, which is good. They've been handling it well. Now, granted, I haven't explored out a ton yet into the swamp biomes. I'm gonna have to try to manage the germs out here a little bit better as we dig out farther. But I think for the most part, I've got it sorted. Nice stuff and more stuff. I've been to the Harry Potter world in Universal Studios, if that's what you mean. Oh, I haven't been to the Harry Potter one. That's pretty cool. Well, we went down there. We ended up seeing the Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, but it never actually went to the Harry Potter one, and I really wish I had. Okay, I got a little bit more metal, but I don't think I actually got enough. I think I'm going to dig out this way and start getting some more gold and stuff. It's going to create a bit of an issue with germs, because we're going to be waiting around at a whole bunch of slime lung, and this will be where we start to see if all this chlorine mess I have back here is actually going to help. Dig all this down. We'll throw a ladder in here. But we'll find out. We're going to find out the hard way whether our little chlorine cloud is going to help disinfect things for me. Fix your power grip, please. My power grid is getting close. I need more metal. So I'm just on the hunt for metals now. Once we get some more metal, we'll get the rest of this built, and then we'll separate our grid, and then our power's fine. It's a really funny setup down here. Like, this is not at all clean looking. But when I sever it here, it should seriously decrease the load on the wires at the bottom part. We should stop overloading. How do you get more oxygen? Well, you have basically two ways. Well, three ways. You're going to be using an algae deoxidizer here, which burns algae and produces oxygen. You can see the little bubbles coming out there. I tend to use these more than anything else until I get to the point where I'm burning water for it. You can use algae terrariums. They produce oxygen, and they also help clean up some of the CO2. So I have a few of those down here doing a little bit of cleaning. And then lastly, in your oxygen scenario, you have these electrolyzers. They require electricity and water, but they produce hydrogen and oxygen. So you can kind of do that. Never stop playing Oxygen Not Included. Well, I can't promise that. I love the games. I'm going to be playing it a lot, but I'm sure there's going to come a point where we just won't be playing it too much anymore. I don't know when that'll be because I actually love playing it. So not that it's going to be any time in the near future. Okay, we have our double transformers set up here now. So I want to sever my wire right about here. Let's get rid of all this. If they break all that off, that will give us two separate power grids now. Actually, three, I think. And everything should be fine power-wise. Yes. Okay, it all looks good. Okay, so that should stop our wires overloading at least. Save a little metal. Has anyone died yet? Not in this colony. We're at 7 duplicants. I didn't bring in an 8th yet, only because I ran out of space for beds. I had 7 beds up here, and then I didn't have room for one more. We could probably expand the bedroom over a little bit more on this side, and then I can put in another bed or two. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the 7 duplicants. We're managing germs and everything fairly well with that. Ooh, at least I was until there. Okay, so here's the next thing I need to play around with that I haven't tried yet. The ore scrubber is going to become something we're really going to make use of, I think. And it's not something I've even tried yet. If I had a storage... See, if I was smart, I would set up a storage room here that was just full of chlorine so that regardless of what they put in there, it would never be a problem. But I don't have that at the moment. So, somewhere in here, there it is, the ore scrubber. Kills a significant amount of germs present on raw ore. Requires gas intake pipe and a supply of chlorine. Oh, I didn't realize it required chlorine. Affects all diseases, 480,000 germs. So I didn't actually see anyone using the ore scrubber. So I don't know if it's a case of they actually have to run past it. Oh, you do. Drat. So it's got that same arrow scenario. How am I going to do this? I guess I could... No, if I put it here, they're not actually going by it. So that's not going to work. I'm going to need... Boy. If I put this in the middle of my colony, I guarantee you this thing's going to have an... Is it got an output of all? Requires supply of chlorine. It actually doesn't look like it does output chlorine gas. So that might actually be good. How can I use this scrubber? I'm going to have to think about that. It's going to take a little bit of work. I didn't plan for this when I was originally setting it up, so I don't have a convenient flow between where they're gathering the resources and ultimately where they're dropping them off. So the ore scrubber, I think, is not really going to prove to be super helpful for me at the moment. Unless I can set up something up there to pump some chlorine gas down. And then I could set up an ore scrubber like right here, so as they're running past... I think I'm going to do that. Let's set the ore scrubber here. I'm going to get out a gold amalgam. Man, how am I going to get this gas down here? This is getting really ugly. Where's our gas? Oh, yeah, that's a pretty nasty overlay right there. Let's deconstruct gas pipes. We'll get rid of these. I don't need this, so we'll get rid of that mess. I don't know if I can do a bridge over top of a ladder. Let's try that. Let's see. Ventilation. We need gas bridge. Ooh, I can. Okay. So if I send a gas pipe all the way up our ladder... This is coming pretty close, actually, to where I want it to be in here for the chlorine. So if I bust through over here... If I put, like, a mechanical door here, for example... And then if we dig out... Put a little ladder here. It's got a little CO2 in, but that's okay. We'll dig this out. And we can put a gas pump in here. Five kilograms. Man, that's really high pressure. When I dig into this thing, it's going to make a horrible mess. And then for power... Oh, drat. I can't use heavy watt wire here so much. Wait, yes I can. You can put the door down on top of heavy watt wire. At least that's how it used to be. Let's find out whether you still can or not. This will be interesting. An interesting discovery. If I dig this out, can I put heavy watt wire down and then put a door down on top of it? That's how it used to work, but I don't know. We're about to find out soon. Still think I enjoy Factorio a lot. I have Factorio on Steam. I just haven't had the time to play it. The challenge I've been finding is there's actually so much that I want to play. It's going to be really tricky. Even turned off the ability for everyone to disinfect, but they kept going. Oh, they kept killing off all the germs on you anyway. They can add another natural gas generator. Yeah, I might need to. I have space for one here. I was originally going to put the two side by side, but then I swapped this so they were vertical. So I do have room for a third one, and we might actually need it. So much power it produces. Okay, if they build this... Okay, now I'm going to try the door. Can I put it down? Ooh, yeah, you can. Good. It's a funny thing. If the door is down there first, you can't put the heavy watt wire on it, but you can put the door on top of the heavy watt wire. It's so weird. What is the transformer for? It takes the power that flows through the heavy watt wire, which allows up to 20 kilowatts of power, and it converts it down so that you can connect it into a single wire that will have a maximum of 1,000 watts flowing through it. Because if you go over 1,000 watts on these small wires, then it overloads and the wire breaks. So the transformer just lets you take a heavy backbone wire and send it to a smaller one. The trouble is, if you look in the decor overlay, the heavy watt wire has a very heavy negative decor effect. So you don't generally want the heavy watt wire anywhere in the core part of your base. You want to kind of keep it outside of your base as much as you can so that everyone will stay happy with the decor in the main part. A little CO2 and stuff out in here. This is not great. I heard some suffocate. Where did my overlay go? That's weird. Normally there's stuff set up here. I'm so used to there being problems. There's always stuff written up here. Can you do Terraria in your next video? I don't know. I played Terraria for a while, and I'm not sure that I'm super into it. I enjoyed playing it, but I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm gonna revisit it. It wasn't really getting a ton of interest. There was a number of people that were interested in it for sure, but I'm not anticipating going out and playing some more. I think the slime lung in your storage again. Yeah, I do. I've got some serious slime lung issues. Oh, look at that wonderfulness. Let's disinfect all this. And this. And all this. Oh boy, they're tracking it all over the place. Jack, you're going to be busy. We've got slime lung everywhere now. Jack's going to spend the whole next day running around just disinfecting everything. Okay, how are we doing on that gas? Did I have it connected up down? I did, but I think I need power for this too, right? No gas intake. Ooh, does it not take power? It doesn't. Sweet. I can use the ore scrubber without power. That's awesome. Although, I'm not really getting enough power up here. Okay, I'm definitely going to need to build another natural gas generator. So much power. Phenomenal cosmic power. Itty bitty living space. I'll use gold for this, I guess. Like so, we're gonna need ventilation connected because we have a wonderful. Oh right. Yuck. Yep. Yuck. All right, that's an easy connection there. Our CO2. Ugh. This is gonna be so ugly. We'll connect it in that way. There we go. Man, that's gonna be ugly. I'm gonna prioritize all this though, so they can get on top of this quickly. They're already starting it, but give me my power needs. I needs more power. More power. You plan on adding your favorite Doopy Reaper to your colony? That depends whether I'm bringing any more or not. I haven't decided. I have 7 so far, and it's been going fairly well. I might add an 8. Not fractured soul ice cream. It actually tastes slightly better than regular ice cream. Yummy. Yes, you would like Factorio. Yeah, I've had a number of people say that, and I kind of toyed around a little bit with it to the point of getting like through part of the tutorial. But I've had such a hard time finding time to play all the games I want to play. Where did I leave the gas piping for this thing? I didn't. That's why it's not working. There we go. Okay, so now if I send them out there in the slimy wilderness to gather materials, when they bring it back, they'll scrub it. Set direction. There we go. So if they walk past it this way, they'll scrub it on their way back to the containers, and hopefully that will keep all that slime lungy goodness out of our colony. Well, for a little bit anyway, with some of the stuff that they're cleaning at any rate. They're on full-on disinfection duty. You know what? I should go in here into jobs and let everyone disinfect. I was making Jack do it, but I think we'll let everyone get a chance to disinfect so we can clean up the mess quickly. They all just run around going nuts with all their spray containers. Spray it all down, boys and girls. Get that place clean. Can you help my channel? Give me a shout out. Sorry, I don't really do shout outs for channels. Mostly because I tend to get a lot of requests for them, and it's a little hard to kind of stay on top of those. Can you add me on Xbox One? It'd probably be easier if you added me on Xbox One. Then I can add you back. My handle on Xbox One is CrypticFox and then the number 1. So you can add me that way. Otherwise, I have to try to make lists. I'm trying to keep track of all the people that want me to add them. And that's just not something I can manage. Yay! Alright, we cleaned up a lot of the germs, but there's still some more up here. Get to work, people. I can see them floating around this thing. Like, look, there's slime lung hanging around right here, but they're not disinfecting it. I'm hoping if the surfaces stay clean, then maybe... let's disinfect here, too. And over here. I'm hoping if the surfaces stay clean, that it will help kill off the bacteria that's actually in the air. Maybe they won't have a problem. Maybe. We'll see. But in the meantime, we can certainly gather more of this. Still on the hunt to find another ruin, too. We've still only found the one. I want another one. I want something more. The ultimate mod clean team, that's right. Slimy Wilderness. That sounds like a chapter in a fantasy story. I think the wire behind the door will stay in the game. Watch the Clay Dev play today, and they used it. Yeah. So it's funny if you put the wire down first, you can put a door on top of it, but you can't put the heavy wire through a door. So if the door already exists, you have to get rid of it to put the wire down. Kind of weird. And actually, I really could have done that over here. I wasn't even thinking. So I went out through all the trouble to put this little water seal here, but I could have just put a door. You just have to put it down in the right order. All right, this is all looking nice and spiffy up here. I don't like this chlorine in here. I wish there was a better way to get rid of it. Like something that consumes it or something. We got another power generator online running here, which is good. Producing tons of power. Probably should look at temperatures. Oh yeah, that's good and warm down there. Everything's scorching down here. That's certainly going to cause problems. Oh, look at these. Look at the scrubber. That was neat. The temperature's going to cause a problem down here at some point. Things are going to get so hot that when duplicants try to come down here, they're just going to get scalded. And that's not great. Look at this. That thing's awesome. I love that thing. Okay. Let's run a ladder up here. We'll get some more of this fancy gold up here. Give me all the golds. No more ruins. I want more ruins. Still nothing. Did you notice if the slider on the disinfect overlay was helping the dupes notice disease more? I didn't really notice it, no. But, I mean, they're set up to... Oh, boy. I thought I set it up so they wouldn't store disease stuff in here, but I wonder if it's only certain things they're scrubbing. Do I have too many people coming by with ore, so it's not all getting cleaned, only some of it is? Yep, 2 of them just ran completely by the scrubber. And they ran up here and washed their hands. Oh, we hit a bottle empty here. That's neat. Okay, so I'm not sure that they're using the scrubber consistently. I know they used it a little bit. No, look, they're running right by it. What is going on? Is it only set up to scrub certain things? I don't get it. Maybe they didn't really collect much, but it's funny that we're getting all these new germs coming up in here in the gold amalgam, and they're running by the scrubber instead of scrubbing it. That is not efficient. I don't like that. Don't like it. The animation on the scrubber is super cute. However, if they're not going to use it, that's not terribly helpful. At his favorite soul collector, so you and CrypticFox mean me. Ah, soul collector. Build more scrubbers. Well, I don't think it's about the number of them. They ran by it when it was not in use. I mean, we can build more. Build another ore scrubber here, for example. And we'll connect it up with ventilation so we get chlorine gas in here, too. But they were running by it. See, they're running by while it's not even in use. So it's not even that... I don't know what the deal is. The green bar empty. No, the green bar's full. It's hooked up. See, it's full. Some of them are using it and some of them aren't. I don't get it. I wonder if it's a scenario of if there are multiple duplicants gathering resources and one of them is planning to return and hasn't gotten to the scrubber yet, it like maybe it like pre-allocates it or something so the other person can't take it. I don't know. But they're full. I mean, they're getting a steady supply of chlorine. That's not really a problem. What does the bar signify? This little one here shows how much chlorine is in it. So if the green bar is at the top, food is decayed. If the green bar is at the top, then... Why is that happening? I must have got a little bit of air on this little food thing. You know what? I have a refrigerator. I'm going to do away with these. Excuse me. We'll just store everything up at the refrigerator instead. I'm going to get away... I'm going to just completely get rid of my little CO2 pit here. And this actually might provide a place where I can build a little farm for my dust caps. I can pump some CO2 in there. Saw that in my game building... Which, what, that they weren't using the ore scrubber? The ones passing aren't carrying anything. But if they weren't carrying anything, how did they carry the gold amalgam up here and completely pollute my containers? I mean, that would make sense if they weren't carrying anything. Except that we've got all the slime lung in here that they brought along with them. So they must have interacted with the container in some way. Are you making a sleep wheat farm soon? Only one person can use the ore scrubber at a time, so if there's someone else... Well, I know only one will use it at a time, but they were both running by it when it wasn't in use. So we have 2 of them there now. Hopefully that will help a little bit. I built an area down here to start making sleet wheat, and then I never got around to getting any sleet wheat seeds. So I haven't been making sleet wheat. I've just been running completely off of mealwood again. Which, again, there's really no reason not to. It's funny, like, in trying to find balance for the farming, they changed it all around so you had all those cool mechanisms you had to build to try and get, like, excellent yield outcomes and things. And in the end, it's sort of degenerated back down to just being a case of... you know what, I'm going to get rid of this little block right here. It's going to be another case of just make mealwood and last through the game on mealwood. Because there's really no reason to build anything else, other than for novelty. How long have I been streaming for? About an hour now. We're just streaming for about another hour yet. No algae. Whoop. That's something I should pay attention to. Thank you for spotting that. I mean, our air pressure is really good, so it's not like it's a really big issue. But there's plenty of algae out here I can snag. Let's go dig up some of this stuff. Give me the algaes. Dig up some of that. Got a fancy dust cap here we can harvest too. Should dig that up. There we go. That is a cute animation. I like that. All right, so now they seem to be using it a little bit more consistently. So I think that might have been what was happening. It was almost like earmarking the machine in advance of the duplicant getting there. So even though there was nobody technically using it at the time, someone was already planning to, so the next duplicant didn't touch it. I think that might have been the deal. Time for biodistillers. Yeah, we probably could build some of those, except, again, power consumption and all that. How's everything going over here? We're at 41 degrees now, so the temperature is rising very slowly. The aqua tuner is at running around 70 degrees. She gets pretty hot. It's not really doing anything to knock back the germs, because it's got to get above 75. Let's see what happens there eventually. Look at a nice, another big pocket of polluted water over here. I mean, everything's rolling along. Oh, who's sick? Everyone's a little sick. All right. That's not great. I mean, I've been spending a lot of time out here in this wonderful polluted oxygen environment. That might have something to do with everybody being sick. What I'm going to do is I already have the piping down here for it. I'm going to pump in a bunch of chlorine. Let's clean this whole thing out. But first, we're going to get rid of some more of this stuff. Put another ladder here. If we dig out a whole bunch of this, then I can pump it full of chlorine. We'll kill off all the surface germs. And theoretically, it should pretty much wipe out all the slime lung they're interacting with in the main area. The only problem then is you have all this wonderful chlorine floating around in here. But have you noticed the shower and lavatory produce more polluted water than taking in water? Yeah, the shower doesn't. It uses the same amount. The lavatories, however, do produce excess water, and it has been that way since the agricultural update. I know I have some tutorials up that show like a cycle you can use with the water purifier, but that doesn't really work anymore. Do you remember me from Arc Streams? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't. I'm probably the worst person I know with names, though, so no offense, but it's hard to remember everybody. Bleach walk time, that's right. Well, see, they're walking through bleach every time they go through here. It's kind of surprising that it's not helping to scrub things for them a little as they go. But there's a mix of chlorine and polluted oxygen in here, so that might be part of it. We need more ladders. That's right, I said it. More ladders. Give me more ladders. You're the one that asked me to love you. That's come up a few times, to be honest. Remember you from DSC? Ray, I'm not sure. I kind of remember you more from Discord. They don't scrub anything that isn't ore, perhaps. So I'm not sure whether they do or not. I guess we should watch. See what they're digging up. No, see, they're actually... That one wasn't ore. That is... that looks like algae or something. Algae or slime. So it seems like they are scrubbing everything, but only if the machine is free. We're adding lots of germs in the base here just by digging rapidly. I probably shouldn't be making a point of trying to dig this quick. I should probably be taking the time a little bit to try to make sure we disinfect before we bring all those resources back. But what are you going to do? Do you use the hand sanitizer? Nope, not so much. I don't think I've ever built one, to be honest. I know I have one in the thumbnail for this, but I've never actually built a hand sanitizer. I have the wash basins here that they're using when they walk by. And actually, that might be part of my problem here. They're not cleaning up on the way by. But I think that only gets rid of food poisoning germs and not slime lung. You'll only use the machine if it's contaminated. Yeah, but pretty much everything in here is contaminated. Well, most of it anyway. There's some little spots that aren't. But the vast majority of what's in here is actually contaminated. And clearly they're bringing contaminated stuff into the colony. Because these storage containers are showing gold amalgam with large amounts of slime lung on them. I think what I really should do is build a storage area over here. And instead of having my storage in the middle of my base, we'll store it off to the side. And then they can just run in and out to get it when they want it. And then I'll just pump it full of chlorine gas, and that will solve that, because it'll just kill off all the germs. And then when they're bringing stuff back, they'll make a point of going back and forth in this area. They'll have to go for oxygen, because they can't breathe the chlorine gas. But it would certainly save a lot of disinfecting in the middle of my colony. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to dig out this whole section right here. We're going to turn this into a big storage area. I turned off the auto-disinfect only because they were running around trying to disinfect the tiles in the natural environment. So they would run down here and spray like this tile, for example, and then run away. So it was kind of like a waste of effort. We can turn it on and I'll show you, but if we set it to disinfect at like, I don't know, 200,000 germs, and again, I could have typed it in instead of just using the slider, but I'm I'm a creature of habit. So they'll run around and they'll disinfect. They'll disinfect anything that has 200,000 germs or more now, but that includes the natural environment. So I'm curious to see what will happen there. But let's pump in some chlorine gas. Let's make this a big stinky chloriney mess. And we'll watch our germs die off, hopefully. There's not all... There aren't a ton of, like, surface germs. More along the bottom edges of things, less around the top. But we'll see what happens when we pump in some chlorine. Yeah, cold kills the slime lung, but I haven't chilled it off entirely. This is going to take a while. They're all running around doing other things for me. We have a really good supply of food, though, at least. 100,000. Our fridge is full. We need another fridge. Food. Put a fridge here. Stick a little wire on her. There we go. I wonder at what point, I wonder, do they have to actually treat somebody? TED's at 43%, but that's not really that bad. I mean, I have a feeling we might only have to treat them once they really get sick. Oh. Oh. We have... Oh, no, it's okay. I thought for a second there the pressure was going to get too high, but it looks like it's going to spread out. It will do its thing. Look at the chlorine spreading out. That's cool. You can see the germs down here starting to not like it a bit. Alright, that's going to have to run for a bit. I would like to do something with the gas that's in here to get rid of the polluted oxygen. But I think our options are going to be relatively limited that way. Time for a new dupe. Alright. Let's bring another... I'm going to need to make a bed for them, though. I guess I'll expand over here a little bit. Let's dig this. I need the metal anyway. And then I'll just stick a wall over here. Little floor over here. Now we can put a little duplicant sleeping on this side. That'll give me enough room for a statue there, too, I think. By the way, you can easily now use bottlers to put a thin layer of clean water over pools of polluted water to stop creating more polluted oxygen. Yeah, that's true. Yep, you can just... and actually, I have that a little bit over here. But not from a bottler. I actually pumped it in to make the little water seal there, but... Same idea. Deconstruct this. Dig up the sandy mess over here. Build in some furniture. Actually, we have to turn this on. Enable building. Throw a little cot over here. We'll give them some decor so that they're not chock full of teen angst. There we go. That person's going to have like their own personal suite. Put air deodorizers to clean out the polluted oxygen. Yeah, but it'll just convert it to clean oxygen. And I'm pumping it full of chlorine, so, I mean, at some point, there's sort of a zero-sum game there a little bit. Let's put one over here. Excuse me, had to sneeze. Jack's Bomb is now following. That must be on... Oh, it is. It's on Twitch. The age-old fix. If it's dirty, just fill it with chlorine. That's right. If it's dirty, just, like, kill it with chemicals. Okay, so... I want a good spread of chlorine in here, so we're just going to do... We'll do a couple layers here, I guess. So I can do, I don't know, 3 high each. 1, 2, 3. Down here, this is going to need to be just normal tile. Need normal tile at the back. This is all fine here. Normal tile that way. And then I'll dig out just a little bit more in here. So this will be like our gigantic storage room. I'm going to leave this wall back here because it's a bisolite and it takes forever for them to dig it. Even this part here in the middle, they're probably going to... It's going to take them a while to get through there. We can get that all cleaned up, and then this will be our storage area. We'll fill it with chlorine. We'll set all the storage containers in there on higher priority, so they'll move all the things that are in the center of the base over there, and then we can just destroy all these containers. That'll free up a whole pile of space in our colony. And it will move all the contamination that we're getting from stored materials into an area that's getting cleansed. Mod Clean Team for the win. Surprised you only have 14,000 subs. Well, thanks, Hugh. I appreciate that. Everything takes time. It's all about exposure and visibility. Until somebody sees you, they can't know whether they like you or not, right? So, it's been growing pretty steadily, though. I'm pretty happy with it. Isn't chlorine bad? Well, that depends. I mean, in real life, if you were breathing chlorine gas, yeah, that would be really not so good. that would be kind of a little hard on the lungs. But in the context of the game, it's actually good because we use to kill off germs. And the duplicates can hold their breath for a short little while they go in there to deal with it. This isn't doing an especially good job of killing off the surface germs. I'm surprised. It's killing off the ones that are floating around in the air, at least where the chlorine cloud's hanging out. But over here, this is all just oxygen. It's polluted oxygen at any rate. And it's not really doing a lot there. Let's put a little deodorizer in here. It's funny, by pumping in the chlorine, it increased the air pressure of the polluted oxygen in here. Because it forced it all to kind of squish together. So we have some pretty high concentration chlorine down here at the bottom now. But it's laying below the polluted oxygen. I kind of want this algae and stuff that's here too. I also noticed, like, the slime lung also doesn't like water. It doesn't hang out in the water. I wonder if that's something we can use to our advantage at some point. If there's enough germs, say 2 million plus, then chlorine actually can't kill it faster than it duplicates. Oh, interesting. I guess that's kind of makes sense. But, I mean, it seems to be... It's working here. It killed off all the stuff that was in this environment, but you can see it kind of trying to work its way out, and it can't quite get there. These are 995,000, so they're not over 2 million germs. I mean, in some places they are. But we'll see. I have a feeling if we dug this up and just left the ore sitting there, it would probably disinfect it. Things are going to be stinky in here, though. This is a serious amount of chlorine. And every other time I played the game, you're always trying to avoid chlorine. Like, you don't really dig into the pockets so much because you couldn't really do anything with it. So it was just like this gas you released that the best you could manage was to pump it into an unused area and then hope it didn't cause any problems. But now, I'm like purposely flooding half of my base with chlorine. Well, I guess it's not in the core part of it, but I'm flooding the lower portion anyway. Do it, CrypticFox. Or in my case, I just need to see on here. Do it what? What am I doing? I missed it. Pretty sure germs don't start in water until you open it up. Well, maybe. Let's find out. I mean, the germs will definitely get there from the context of like you can put. Oh look, is that a decrease in germs? Look, the germs are going down in here now. How hot is this? 44 degrees Celsius, and the germs are dropping. I thought you had to get over 75. So the aqua tuner is actually cleaning out this water. It will kill off the germs that are in there. I thought it would have to get significantly hotter than that. How's the temperature here? Carbon skimmer, 58.5. That's significantly better temperature, so that thing's not super overheating anymore. It's hot, but it's not dying anymore. Whatever Ad gave thought about doing, forgot. Yeah, I forget about everything I'd say I'm going to do. But between like reading the comments and then playing the game, I guarantee you I forget half of the things I intend to do. I'm going to use ladders across here and then dig up this stuff. In car mechanic, can you research for a 1968 El Camino Chevrolet? I have an El Camino, actually. I have one sitting in my garage. I'm not sure what year it is, but I have the El Camino in the garage. It's another one of the cars that I still have to do a renovation on. Do you recommend getting this game? I definitely recommend this game. I love it. I mean, I can't say like for what everyone's gaming experience is like and the kind of things you might enjoy, but from my perspective, this game is awesome. I've spent so much time playing it. And to be honest with you, like all of the Clay games that I've seen have been really well done. If you click on an infected object or dupe to check the germs, I would tell you the reason the germs are increasing or decreasing. Really? Let's check that over here. Mixture water, blah, blah, blah. Food poisoning. So it's showing the germs decreasing, but it's not saying why. Oh, germs. Food poisoning, change rate, -3 seconds per cycle. Growing up polluted water, 4%. Current temperature, 44 degrees Celsius. 33% dead per cycle. Interesting. Okay, so here's the life cycle for food poisoning. -25 degrees Celsius to 75 degrees Celsius. It's interesting that I'm killing it off when I'm only at 44. Multiplies in polluted water, survives in polluted water, inhabited, killed by gas, disinfected by solid, bleach stone, chlorine, or pickled. Oh, interesting. Slime lung. Oh, I got somebody sick. Oh, THD, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. All right, hold on. I'll send THD up here to get treated. Hopefully someone will actually treat THD. Oh, look at that. It's got like a whole radius around this thing. What does the radius show on this? I wonder. That must be like the decor radius or something. Oh, look, their face is green and everything. Sorry, THD. Oh, you weren't doing well. All right, well, hopefully they'll recover. That's rough. Ren face is gonna be hurting too. Oh man, I did a really rough job by sending them all out here working. I should probably keep them out of there for a bit. Let's cancel this for now. We'll let our chlorine do its thing. We'll let our little oxygen scrubber thing do its thing. And we'll see what happens if they manage to get that cleaned up. Oh, getting treated again. Lucas Garcia. So I guess the orange bar must be the treatment bar. And then the bottom one, I presume, would be the person's health, maybe? I can't see their... Let me see their vitals. Tahiti, you're very sick, but where are you? There you are. Slime lung, 3.5 cycles. Okay, so by treating them, you shorten the cycle of slime lung from like 10 lungs, or 10 cycles down to like 3.5. So they're going to take a little while to get better. 4 cycles. Oh, it's going up. That makes no sense. They're using the toilet, though. So this whole little bathroom facility here is interesting. That's right. Wash those hands and get back into bed. 3.1. Okay, so as long as they're in the treatment bed, the cycles go down. I think I'm going to need another treatment bed, though, because we've got some other people who are pretty low. Maybe not. We'll leave it for now. I think I'm going to wind up having to create maybe a second level to my hospital. Yeah, immunity was super low. The new paintings are awesome. I love the scream. The radius shows how far they can wander while sick for the purposes of reaching the food. Oh, I see. It's like 10 tiles, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's the radius for the food stuff. The cryptic ward. Really low. They're all in for slime lung. Yeah, they probably will. I'm trying to get them to stop from coming out here for a little bit. But they're still picking up materials, unfortunately. At least they're cleaning it. It's funny, like before when I ran them through chlorine, it sort of helped kill off any germs and stuff, but I think we're going to have... Yeah, I'm going to need... You know what? I should probably just be proactive about this and set up a second... Set up a second hospital ward up here. I wonder if it includes tiles downward. So if I just leave the one storage container here, but I get rid of this pneumatic door and just put a ladder here, and then I can put like 2 more beds and a bathroom up here, then we might actually have a reasonably sized treatment facility. I wonder if that'll work. Let's see. Plumbing. Oh, I heard the machine turn on. All right, so there, and then if we go into, no, it's in medicine. We want the wash basin. So we want to add other germs while we're getting rid of the illnesses. And a med bed here, and a med bed here, and then I'm going to deconstruct this. Is that somebody sneezing? I hope it was. Sounded like someone was either sneezing or they got stuck somewhere they shouldn't have been. Where's my deconstruct? There it is. We need to deconstruct this, and I'm just going to put a ladder in here instead. Because we need more ladders. You need to contact Clay and get them to name a disease after you. The CrypticFox. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny. Look, Ma, I'm an illness. I'm so proud. Counts tiles down, but only 10. Yeah, I'm curious to see what will happen here. Hopefully, this will give me the space I need. Med bed waiting. Oh, you know what? I put floor in here, and I really should have put airflow tile. That was silly. There, we'll go that way. We're going to dig this up because they're going to go to the bathroom and then not wash their hands because it's entombing their little wash bin. Ooh, Renface is down to 15%. I should probably treat Renface and Lucas, actually. Well, we were managing the germs pretty well until I decided to dig really quickly. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't expand fast into the germ-filled areas because they bring a lot back with them. All right, how's this work here? Bed is unassigned, but it looks like they're fine in terms of like being able to reach stuff. So let's put Renface on this one, and we'll put Lucas on the other one. But I think Lucas might be the doctor. We're about to find out whether there's even anyone that can treat them. And in the meantime, let's choose a duplicant. Let's see, small bladder, creativity, medicine. I think medicine's going to be really handy really soon. This is a chef that does medicine. That makes no sense to me. It's all right, whatever. Angel of Darkness. Something seems wrong to me though. What if we have Angel of Darkness as our doctor? That's kind of a no-no. Disable that building. He dug too greedily and too deeply into the mountain and awoke the sleeping giant within. He put pills in his food. So it is. Drug everyone up. Scrub up before you. Yeah. Let's double check our all right. Yeah, I let a whole big mess in here. I've got slime lung floating everywhere. I did a good job. We are as goods. Oh, look at up here. It's I've got a wall right here that's got slime in it. I'm like, let's put a hospital right next to the slime wall. That sounds perfect. Decor, sculpture. Actually, the decor is surprisingly good up there, considering there's nothing up there. Sweet. And they have oxygen, so that's good. All right. At least I don't need this door anymore. I don't need most of this anymore. I can just dig it all out. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. All of you guys, get busy spraying stuff down. Disinfect for me. All right, so we've got most of this built over here. Now, the tricky part is going to be how am I going to get rid of the polluted oxygen that's in here? I think I'm going to need to pump it out. Let's see. The polluted oxygen sits higher than the chlorine does. So, if I throw a little pump up here, throw a little gas pump up here, and where can I send it? Where can I send it that's not just going to cause more problems? Well, probably down here makes most sense. I can actually just mix it right... no, actually, because then I'll end up feeding... I thought... I'm wondering if I could just add it into my flow of chlorine if it will cause too many problems. Alright, well, let's put a gas pipe in here. I really have nowhere I can send this. This is crazy. Alright, let's just add it to the chlorine flow. And off the chlorine flow, we're going to put a little vent in here. So we can send chlorine in, which should settle toward the bottom, and then we'll pull out the polluted oxygen to the top. It's only going to be a little bit. It's going to damage our machines, probably. But that should let us extract the polluted oxygen out here and let it fill up with chlorine. But we're gonna need electricity in here too, I guess. And all I have is heavy watt wire in here. Fantastic. All right. I gotta prep this whole room before I even get to the point of doing anything with it. Oxidizer's not on. Is it off already? It's off again? Yes, it is. How's our oxygen? Oxygen's good at least. Ooh, wow, look at that CO2. This would be a CO2 problem I've let go just a little bit too long. I'm gonna have to address that now. Okay. I think I'm gonna put a pump over here. Oh, man. I knew I was gonna have to deal with this eventually, and I just kept leaving it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a pump there. I'm gonna put a scrubber in the middle here. And I'll close this room in, and I'll just pump it all into there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's destroy some of this. Deconstruct our walls here so I can put a door in. And we're gonna seal off like so. And then inside here for my oxygen, where's my scrubber? Where's my carbon scrubber? Need to see where the water intake is on this thing. Intake's at the bottom, so I can actually just plug it right into the pipe that's already here. Now it's going to send out polluted water, which I can then send where? Man, I've got a whole mess in here. Let's deconstruct all these liquid pipes. I'm going to cancel this because I want to put... Cancel? No. Cancel. Oh. There we go. Oh, come on. There. Jeez. Alright, so we'll put our scrubber... We can actually just set it right on here. It'll borrow some of the water that we're sending across, but that's okay. It won't use that much. Do you know if there'll be any other germs coming soon? They did say that there is a plan for more germs, but they haven't really been specific about what they might be. So, honestly, I have no idea. I expect there'll be more coming. I just don't know what. You're my #1 YouTuber. Thanks, you. I appreciate that. I haven't seen if you're... I haven't seen or heard of a void yet. There are voids... There were voids in the game. I haven't seen one myself in a while. We had that one colony that had a void, but that's the only one I've ever seen it in. Aside from some that I've seen on YouTube or whatever, but that's, you know, that's par for the course. More ladders. I need more ladders, because I don't think they can reach those fancy things I built there. Okay, so we need plumbing. We're going to need a little bit of plumbing to come out of here. I'm going to run it across here, into this floor, and then we're going to drop it right down here. And we'll stick a little liquid vent. We'll just dump it into the polluted water below. Now, this isn't going to do good things, ultimately, for my polluted water, unfortunately. Look at that. We got our germ populations come down nicely. It's done nothing for the slime lung, unfortunately, but... Praise be to the void, taker of the unwanted. Isn't that the truth? I wish I could get another one. It was super handy. Cryptic City Skylines is on Xbox. Yep, I'm aware it's on Xbox. I actually have it on Steam, and I played it a little bit, but again, it's yet another game that I haven't been able to make time for. I keep prioritizing other things above it. Power. We're gonna need power in here, so I'm gonna just branch it off here. This thing we're gonna set at 5, because we don't need to run it unless we need it. He did last Friday, but it's not his dominant game at CrypticFox team. Sorry, I must have missed something here. Doesn't stream it? Okay, I'll check it out. I must have missed something. What game were you asking about? Was it... Oh, I see. Mechanic Simulator. Yeah, so I've mostly been uploading videos of it. I've streamed it, I think, twice. I'm going to do some more streams of it to do some more rebuilds and stuff. We had some fun with the last one, particularly when I wiped out the car on the racetrack and we went flying out of the track and found like there was a whole environment you could drive around in. That was kind of cool. But so far I've only streamed it a couple times. I'll probably be streaming it some more though. I've had one calling with one void in the corner. Yeah, I've only seen one so far. Back for the pool. Well, welcome back. How do you turn a bad bug into a good bug? Give them a chlorine bath. Okay. You should run into the water purifier, not the polluted water. How much have I got? That's actually, yeah, very good point. I forgot I had the... I've got the water purifier sitting right there. You're right. Oh, man. Now I got to bridge it. Okay, I can bridge that. Liquid bridge. Bam, we'll go like that. Hopefully it won't interrupt the flow the other way. And then I'll just deconstruct those liquid pipes I sent over here. I already built all this. That stinks. Oh, well. That was a good point. That was significantly less pipe also. I've no... your silly car game was requested. What do you mean by silly car game? It's not a silly car game. I like that game. It's kind of chill. I enjoy hanging out and just repairing stuff. Oh, see, in this update too, they changed the size of the dots, right? So when you're moving small amounts of liquid, it shows like little amounts. And then when there's large amounts, you see the large dots. Okay, so that's good. We've got that scrubbing. Where's my wire on here? Okay, there it is there. So we're gonna do the same thing with our pressure over here because we don't want this to overheat too much. We're gonna need electricity over... Need a little electricity over here. And then we're going to need some ventilation piping to go from this wonderful pump we set up all the way over into here. Why can't I see the input? No, I'm stupid. Wait, there we go. Gosh, I was looking for an input as opposed to just a place to vent it. Throw a little mechanized door in here. Man, I hope I'm not stressing the... It looks like I'm stressing the electricity a little bit again. What's our load on this wire? Circuit status. Oh, max 840. Yeah, actually, it'll be fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. For a second, I thought I might have put too much on there again. My name is said Huff Tablet, and it's my last... Oh, okay, sorry. Just saw on a shelf ready for pre-order. When I get my tallest, I'm supposed to be 6 feet. How can you tell how tall you're ultimately going to be? Little late, but hey, what's up, everyone? Hello, ladies game 2. How's things? Toilets! What's wrong with the toilets? We got a couple toilets. We got like 4 of them. We got toilets everywhere. I don't have a proper bathroom yet. I've been just mucking around with like the low-end bathroom. We're doing like the glamping style of bathroom. We've got the outhouses. Let's throw an Atmos switch in here. So we'll do the same thing we did down below. We'll just run the scrubber ultimately when there's high pressure in there. Algae, we're out of algae again. Man, we have a fair amount of water down here now. I'm almost at the point where I really want to kind of switch over to using the electrolyzers, but I've made such a mess of everything down here to do all this fancy power generation and like places to scrub stuff and everything. We've actually kind of really choked up the whole area, made it really awkward to try and add other things in. So my power grid, the lower portion, man, I hate the way that flashes. The lower portion down here could probably support maybe 1 more pump. Or theoretically, I could branch off of the pump that's already here and send off a water supply. I would probably build my atmosphere room up top just for the sake of it not being in the way of everything else. And then I could run another line up here with another transformer so it could have its own specific transformer line. But my primary concern right now is going to be to clean up the CO2 mess that we have down here. If we get it all kind of drawn out here, the pressure should help send it back downward. Let's maybe throw in a little bit more airflow tile to let that settle downwards. It's not the best for decor, but it's good for airflow. And then we should probably try to snag at least a little bit more algae somewhere since I mean, we've got good air pressure, but without the algae deoxidizers running, that's going to be a problem. Lucas Garcia's at 5% though. Did he even get treated? Did I get a bet assigned to him or not? I guess I didn't. Who else would we need treating on? Ren Face is at 21%. For some reason, I thought I had signed Ren to a bed also, but I don't know. Maybe they got treated and already left the bed? That's weird. TD is still down here. I'm getting treated by Jack Candace, who's now sleeping on the floor. It's pretty bad when your doctor's got the sleeping sickness. What is your real name? My real name's Dave. So what are the CO2 problem? Oh, you're only saying that because you ultimately want the colony to die off. You get all excited when you get some souls to feast on, Angel of Darkness. Alright, where can I get some algae quickly that's not going to kill somebody? we've got this bit of a sickness problem now. I'm gonna have to send them back down here because this is where the algae is hiding. Get a little more over here. And actually, I think there was a pocket over by these ruins. Yeah, there's some here we can snag too. I'm letting chlorine go everywhere anyway, so I guess I might as well just do a really good job of it. And we'll just strip this whole thing down if we can. What's up with this thing? It's harvesting and stifling at the same time. Or harvest ready and stifling, rather. It's going well. Okay. So, our CO2 problem should gradually improve, except that our air pressure is dropping. Yay. If we can get the air pressure back up, it should help. It should help squish our CO2 back down here, that we can get it pumped in here and scrubbed. This I want it to be... If it's above... I don't know, we'll set this for, I don't know, 1,500 or so. There we go. So it's above 1,500, that'll scrub that out. It's going to take a little while to get that CO2 pumped in there, but it should at least get it out of the way. They'll go to medbed if they're actually sick, not 1% immunity, not 100%, which that stinks. So they've actually got to get sick before they get there. Well, Lucas is going to be the next one on the bed at least. At least I got it pre-assigned, so when they get sick, they know exactly where to go. There's no second guessing. Just go lay down over there. Do you have a few that requires less water to prep? Electrolyzers will need most of that water. Well, I'm using the micro musher to make lice bars. So the reality is, so you're saying it's going to need most of this water, but I'm actually pumping a steady flow of water from way down here. We have a steam geyser that's producing water, and we're pumping that upwards, except that there's intermittent power. Probably because the water level's low down here. That's interesting. I need to break this open a little bit. Send some people down there and dig that out. I thought this water level would rise up a little bit more quickly than it did. I'm actually pumping it out faster than it can be produced. But when we get this water out of here, we've got a pretty steady supply of it. I'm not super worried from the electrolyzer perspective just yet. It's just a matter of where I'm going to build them and how much power it's going to take to run them. The new container area, yes. What have I got going over here? I apparently have no power going over here. What's going on? What's going on with my power? No, that's what happens. They built the door before they... figures. All right. Deconstruct the door. Unfortunately, if they build the door before they put down the heavy watt wire, they just won't build the wire. Name a minion Gonflick for me. Well, we're only at 8 duplicates right now. I'm going to kind of hang in that place at the moment. I find it easier to manage when there's fewer duplicates. We'll stick that there, and then as soon as they're done that, we can stick a door back on. Tons of algae in your hot zones. That's good. If you can find nice big pockets of algae, that certainly helps. Oh, actually, we've got intermittent power again. I have 3 natural gas generators running down here, and I'm getting intermittent power supply. You know you're tapping a lot of power when... Let's set the atmosphere on this a little bit higher. If it's higher than 1,500, we'll turn it on. That will save us a little bit of power. In the short term, anyway. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, that's a problem. It's a good thing I set the pump really low down here because we have a polluted oxygen problem in here. Huh. That's fairly high pressure, too. Hopefully it won't be an issue down here. We'll actually manage to keep this pump sitting consistently in gas. I mean, it's at high pressure right now, but... Man, that's not good. Let's deal with this thing. It's always a challenge. There's always something coming up that becomes a problem. When do we upload a mechanic sim? That's my favorite. Well, I uploaded one last night, actually. P.S. My name is said Huff Tablet. Yeah, I saw your message up above. I uploaded a video from Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 last night. So we did a rebuild of the Dodge Challenger. So that's up there. All right, have a good night, Midrealm. Thanks for coming to check out the stream. And I'm probably going to be... I'm probably going to be ultimately... streaming some more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 as well. That was kind of fun the other night. It's not the same kind of high pressure game as this might be, where you're worried about solving a whole bunch of problems and stuff. It's kind of like a fun, chill game to play. There's our germ generation down here. Look at that. We got rid of a lot of the germs that are in the atmosphere, like floating around the air down here, but so much in like the materials itself. We've got chlorine actually filling in the lower portion of this base, even though we haven't even cleaned it out. I should sweep all this out because I have a container set up specifically for sweepings. Get rid of all that. I might not even need to actually... Oh no, I do have some chlorine coming in here. That's where it's coming in. Got it. I forgot I put that on there. What's your top tips for starting a new colony with this update? If I had to say my top tip... Stay clean. I mean, it's so much harder to disinfect when you already create a problem than it is just to try to avoid the problem. Like as you can see here, I've got a few duplicants that have gotten a little dirty. So when you build your bathrooms in a place that you can control the flow of traffic, so the traffic's only going one way leaving the bathroom, and make sure you have enough wash basins for people to get clean. That'll help you control your food poisoning germs, and you should really not have a problem with food poisoning if you're doing that. Make sure you have a place to dump out. You need a bottle emptier because they won't empty out these wash basins when they fill up unless they have a bottle emptier. So you have to have a place to send those germs when you're done with them, or a way just to clean them out. Theoretically, you could build your bathroom actually just inside of a pocket of chlorine, and then you would never really have a problem with germs because they'd get killed right away. But I would say that's the biggest tip, is just try to control the germs and avoid them in the first place rather than try to clean up after them, which I haven't done a super good job of in the last little while, as I send all my duplicants out into the horrible unknown. Remember Swimmy. Swimmy. Some say it's important to wash hands so the tiny little animals who cause disease are washed away, but any sensible person knows that a good stink is the only defense against the demons of ill health. Well, they believed that in the Middle Ages. It didn't really do them very well. Their average lifespan was like 30 years old. Chlorine is still toxic. They can't breathe it. So if you look at the overlay, it's unbreathable. It's still a toxic chemical. However, it actually has a use now because you use it to clean out the germs and stuff. So they basically just hold their breath when they're running around in there. This is working well. Look at this. We've got a nice chlorine pocket at the bottom. So I'm going to throw some storage compactors in here. Ideally, I would have liked to have this set up with water seals instead. So, because now every time they open the door, some of this chlorine that I'm pressurizing is in here is going to come spilling down our stairwell. This is going to become a big chlorinated mess in here eventually. I should probably create a water lock here sooner rather than later, because it's going to get to the point where that chlorine is going to spill into the lower part of my base, and it's going to be really ugly. Let's destroy this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like right here. And we're just going to build the same kind of water lock as I have on the other side. Except my little wash basin is going to be kind of in the way. How can I do this differently? Do I have room for a water bottle around here? I don't even know. I don't. Rat. Alright. I can kind of tap into the water lines that we have flowing all over the place around here. And I can use that to create like a little temporary... What is that? Oh, look at that. They made a canister of chlorine. I think that's what that is. Is that a chlorine canister there? That's crazy. I didn't realize they did that. This sink is going to have to go, which means I'm going to need to deconstruct our little statue. Come on now. All right, deconstruct this. There. And I'm going to get ready to build another one right away because I don't want them to be without hand washing basins for too long. Oh, actually, I don't know that the hand washing does any good at all against slime lung. Aw, they all went to bed. They've got a good start. Oh, actually, this room's pretty much done. Sweet. Okay, I can turn this off, which will save me the power. Does anyone know what the canisters are good for? I keep getting oxygen ones. They're not really good for anything. You can just kind of empty them. There's really like nothing you can do with them. I'm going to try this without a sink here because I have a feeling the sink actually doesn't do any good for slime lung. Where's our water overlay? Okay, I have water pipes right here, so that's sweet. So as soon as I destroy this door... let's see. Hold on. Deconstruct the door. I'm gonna run a pipe up here and throw a little liquid vent. That'll fill that up with water. And then since they only take water from the places where you actually put these fancy little liquid bottlers, they'll leave the water seal alone now. Which is cool, because it used to be a problem. We're done with this. Can you accept my friend request? I'm Wolf10125. Do you still pass under the doors? That is a good question. I haven't tested it, and I probably should have. I don't really like playing with exploits too often, but I should test that. Because I don't know whether you can or not. Let's try it right here. If we deconstruct this tile, we'll see if they pass underneath the door. Alright, this is filling with water, so we'll get a nice little water seal in here. I want to see if someone jumps in. Nope, they open the door now. Okay, that answers that. So they still jumped into the gap, but the door opened now. They took it out, yeah. I mean, it was an exploit to begin with. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be something that stayed anyway. It's going to take a little bit for this to fill up. I need enough that I can get a seal where it kind of sticks to this little top block up here. Oh, I forgot about the oxygen. Oh, you know, it's not important. We don't need oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think they can reach that. Let's extend our ladder up here a little bit. Let's get a little bit more algae. And then I guess if I dig up top here... Actually, we got some more algae over here we can grab. And then we'll extend this ladder even higher, and we'll go up here and we'll get algae. So we've still got a decent supply here. I just didn't get around to gathering it. There we go. And they can play with some light bugs. Or shine bugs or whatever. Now that you have a scrubber for carbon, you might want to remove the algae terrariums to conserve it. Yeah, probably not a bad idea. Mind you... Oh, look at that. We just obliterated our CO2 problem. Just, like, destroyed the CO2 problem. You're right, I should get rid of a few of these. I'm gonna leave 2 of them, I think, for now. That'll conserve a little bit of algae down there. No more CO2 issues. Now, sadly, our little dust caps aren't going to grow down here, so I might as well get rid of these. We're going to need to build up something. Ultimately, I'd like to have a little place that we can build the dust cap, but they're not really a necessity. I'm getting so much food just off the mealwood that we're at 115,000 kilocalories, and it's climbing still. 9%. Lucas got a little bit better. That's strange. Why is this here? Unreachable restroom. Really? They're going to call that sand a problem for getting to the restroom. All right, whatever. We'll take care of it. Not that big a deal. Who needs oxygen? That's right. We don't need to breathe. Your storage containers are unassigned. Yep, they are. Thank you. So in here, I'm going to go... Boy, I have these really weird. All right, let's just set these for all. It doesn't really matter what's in here, except that I don't want... Cultivatable soil. I don't want polluted dirt. Only because it's going to create more gases in here that I don't want. And probably the rot piles, I think, too, also. But otherwise, everything else is fair game in here because it's all disinfected. So we'll copy these settings and paste it over here. I'm going to actually set all these for priority 7 for now, so they'll fill them up. So now they should do a little job of running back and forth and grabbing all the stuff that's out here and running it into our little... There we go. That's perfect. Okay, we'll build some more of them in here. Nice. Unfortunately, every time, like I said, every time they go through the door, they're going to let a little bit of chlorine out, which isn't great, but could be worse. You guys are weird. Everyone knows breathing chlorine. That's right. You got to breathe chlorine. It's good for the lung tissues. They're moving like everything. It's going to take them a while. And actually, they're gathering resources off the ground, I think, too, and pulling them all in there. Rather than emptying out the containers first. So it's going to be a little bit before they get that all transferred over, I think. Slime creates polluted oxygen. Oh, yeah. Where's my slime? Tell me I don't want slime in here. Organic. Slime. Thank you. I don't want slime in here. Copy settings. Paste that across. And on the plus side, we hadn't moved any there yet. Score. I find car exhaust refreshing. There's nothing as delectable as when you can wrap your lips around a tailpipe on a car and suck in some gas. Waterlock's good. Oh, yeah, thank you. I should deconstruct that before it overflows. Brake fit, please. Somebody. There you go. No, come on. Angel of Darkness had to get some air. She left it alone for a bit. Okay. So we can deconstruct the little water pipes we have in here. We don't need that. Wait a minute. Cancel. There. Good. Okay, so we have our water seal. Now I don't have to worry about any more gases coming out through that door. This door is out of reach, so they won't even go to it, so that's good. And now everything is controlled in and out through this one little water seal, which will kind of help block everything off there for me. And actually, from an infection standpoint, it's not that bad. Let's get the bed cleaned up there, though. Good. Overall, not bad. So once we get all this stuff transferred over here, if they ever get around to it. Come on, people. Let's hit these for a 4. See if that helps them move everything over. Oh, just dumped a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. There we go. When they get that all sealed over there, it'll be great. And then we can just destroy all these containers. And this will stop me from bringing any more contaminated materials into the base. And then it's really just a question of, am I bringing in algae that might have the germs on it? And are the duplicates coming back with germs on them? And at some point, I really need to build some sort of a shower system in here so I can let them get clean, too. These poor duplicates have been in here for 85 cycles without a shower. I feel like they're probably a little bit grimy at this point. They're keeping the germs off by just creating like a nice solid crust of grunge on their skin, and then the germs can't really get through it. So that's really my secret tactic there. Your power's low. Look at the power from your batteries. They're all dead. You need one more gas plant. I don't have enough gas to pump to another gas plant. I don't think, anyway. Like, this one's already, it's dipping down. If I take away from the gas that's in there, I wonder if it'll get to a place where there's not enough to actually power that plant. We might have to start using coal at some point. I mean, I have this cold biome down here that I could set up a coal power generator or two in. And then run them over to a transformer that's somewhere over here that we can then pass through into the base. But, I mean, this pump's not running right now because I don't need it. Look at that. That CO2 problem went away right quick. Fertilizer makers? Well, fertilizer makers are cool, but they take more power. You pretend the water locks are swimming pools. Just take a dip every once in a while. It'd be nice if it cleaned them when they went through the little water locks, but it doesn't. It'd be great. Forza Horizon Motorsports 5 is free tomorrow. Oh, it is it? That's sweet. Put bleach stone in the food to disinfect the dupes since you're the cook. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Just enjoy this antifreeze for dinner. No one minds the chunks of chlorine in their food, right? Nobody. I'm gonna crank up the priority on this. I feel like they're still not moving this stuff over as fast as I would like. They're picking it all up off the ground first, so they're cleaning up everything that's like ground clutter before they're getting to the point of transferring over the stuff that's in those containers. Oh, you know what I should do? Let's do this the easy way. Let's make a gigantic mess. Let's set these for storing nothing. Copy settings. We'll paste that across all these. So they dump everything they have on the ground. And then over here, we'll set these for sweep only. And then I'll tell them to sweep up this mess. As a matter of priority. That should transfer it quicker. They still need to build more storage containers because there's no way. I don't think they can fit it all in that just that one bottom row, but we'll see. What about using the hydrogen for power? Yep, I'll be able to do that eventually, but right now, like, there's some pockets of hydrogen here, but as soon as you tap these out, and it wouldn't take long, then you're back in the same problem hunting for power sources. When we get to the point of like producing oxygen off the electrolyzers, then we'll be able to use the hydrogen from that to a degree. But oftentimes I found that I end up consuming more oxygen than I end up using. Leave the airlock door open since you have the water lock. Oh yeah, that's true. This doesn't need to be closed anymore. Let's save a little time going up and down. That will help a lot, probably. There you go. Oh, come on. Open the door. I have it set to open, don't I? So, you know what it is? Yeah, let's set that for 9. There. The reason was the priority was set higher for everything else. Use the hydrogen to cool the polluted O2. Yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to have to do something more than what we're doing right now, obviously. Copy settings to control our polluted oxygen. If we can get the cold biome, like if we get this biome cold enough, it'll actually kill off the slime lung, but it's got to be down to like 10 degrees Celsius. We're a long way off of that right now. We've actually converted a lot of, we've converted a lot of the polluted oxygen in this space into just regular oxygen. There's still little pockets of polluted O2 in here, but not as much as there was. And there's a thick layer of chlorine laying down here, which didn't do as much to knock down the germs in the actual surface as I thought that it might. It killed off the germs that were floating in the air pretty well, but it doesn't really do a lot for the stuff that's actually like still on the ground. I thought it would kill off like all the stuff that was on these surface layers, so you'd have like a full layer all the way around with no germs in it. Food is decayed. What was that food box doing there for? Deconstruct. I got refrigerators. I don't even need that thing. No, this mealwood's not getting harvested. I've got everybody so busy moving stuff, I didn't tell anyone to harvest anything. Alright, get the food. Get the food before it rots. Stitches me into the bathroom's all out of order. Ooh, yep. Well, 3 out of 4 of them are. So here's the challenge with prioritizing tasks for people is that if you set the priority for them to do things at higher than they would take care of normal maintenance activities, they just don't do those other things. So I have them like really busily moving all this stuff right now, and I probably shouldn't do that anymore. I should turn this down to a normal level. So I have these up at 8. I'll set them at like a 6 instead. Copy settings. We'll go like this. Bob's your uncle. So now some of them will continue to move it, but some of them will go and do other things now. Like make food, which we don't really need. I should actually turn this off, but it's still smaller to store the lice bars than it is actually the raw lice. So, I mean, I generally try to avoid over-prioritizing. This is an odd scenario because I was just trying to get them to perform an activity quickly, but normally I try to get it so they're only doing... Oh, they don't need to wash their hands before they go to the bathroom. There we go. Normally I try to leave the priorities alone as much as possible so that I'm not getting in the way of those normal activities they should do, but we'll see what happens. Bathroom froggies. Yeah, we're making some stinky air in the bathrooms right now because we haven't cleaned them. This is like the public restroom kind of bathrooms right now. Whoa! That's what you meant by the frog. I have never seen a morb in the base that just showed up without somebody dying. That guy's got to go. That is hands down the first time I've seen that. Actually, do I have combat? Yeah, I have combat turned off on the job, so I should turn that back on for a couple of people. Go kill that morb. I've never had a morb just show up in the base like that without somebody dying. That's crazy. Takes 2 or 3 first light to keep with one generator if you do it correctly, though. Yeah, so I'll have to see how it goes, but we've kind of run out of time for tonight. This has been fun. I mean, we've expanded a bit. We obviously made a few mistakes because I got some people sick, but they're recovering now. Nobody died, and ultimately they'll make a full recovery. We have a lot of chlorine gas down here. But ultimately, that shouldn't really be a problem because we have this water seal now, so it shouldn't have a way into our base. Well, except for what I'm seeing down here. There's a lot of chlorine down there. I think some of this might have leaked in when I was setting up the... initial water seal here. I think we let some chlorine in, but it'll hang down below the oxygen level anyway, so it's just going to kind of hang above the water line, so it's not really going to present a problem. What's really going to be an issue is if they have to go too far out here, they're not going to have air to breathe. Because they got to spend so much time in the chlorine, but all the duplicates are headed to bed. I'm going to call it a wrap for tonight as well. Thanks everyone for checking out the stream. It's been a lot of fun. The colony I find it's growing really nicely. Ooh, our stress is really high. Man, I never have problems with stress, but they've been spending so much time in the chlorine. I gather that's probably caused some issues for them. Plus all the dirty toilets. I got a little work to do a little cleanup next time. But thanks everyone for checking out the stream. If you do enjoy chatting and stuff, we have a Discord set up that you can join. The link should be in the description below. You can click on that and come join the Discord. If you don't currently subscribe to the channel, then I suggest clicking that subscribe button. I normally stream on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Normally Tuesday nights are reserved for Oxygen Not Included, and then I'll often do something different on Thursdays. Tonight's a little different because the update just came out recently, and I wanted to play it some more, and I was trying to figure out what to play and stuff, so... we decided to play Oxygen Not Included tonight, but normally I'll play a different game. And then periodically I'll also throw in some streams of different games as well. They just kind of strike my fancy on different nights. Those are not normally scheduled. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays I stick to really consistently. But thank you all. I do hope you enjoy. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.